making history because this is the official launch of the book by El Mero Mero, Arnie Segovia, El Tío.
In the valley, in the Rio Grande Valley, what I call deep South Texas, right? The carne asada, ni que hablar, right? I mean, that's just, it's a religious thing almost, you know? It's a family gathering. If there's something special, any event, a birthday, a quinceañera, a family get-together, just a party, there has to be carne asada. I've got a question for y'all. Were you able to make one of my book tours? I'm guessing probably not, because my book tour only took place in Texas. And my analytics say that only 20% of my audience is based in Texas. Only 20%? Really? But don't worry, I recorded the whole dang tour so I could share it with you guys right here. So over the next few weeks, I'll be sharing 8 more vlogs that go behind the scenes for each one of my book tour events. I'll also be sharing with y'all what made each and every event very special to me. And today we're starting with day 1, my book launch event at Still Austin. This really was an amazing day, and I do remember being super excited, but yet a little bit nervous. In this video, I get to try a few ArnieTex inspired cocktails that Still Austin whipped up special for this event. I also get to sit down with taco journalist Mando Rayo for a panel discussion, and we're joined by Texas Monthly's taco editor, Jose Ralat. And now that we're rolling out these vlogs and the book tour has wrapped up, I'm excited to be back in the kitchen and over the grill, cooking up some great recipes to share with you all. And if you're still needing to get one of my cookbooks, there's a link in the description of this video with several options, including my signed cookbook from Nuestra Palabra. And if you haven't already seen, all of my ARNIE'S ASADA rubs are now online and we're fully stocked, including my brand new Mexican rice seasoning that makes perfect arroz mexicano every single time. All right, now on to Still Austin we go. Vámonos! Boom. Let's do it. Cool. Go. So Greg, you were here in October helping us for our Still Austin event, and it was wild.
Pounds of fajitas that we cooked. Was it like 15 pounds or something?
It was a half a cow altogether,
yeah,
you know, between smoking and grilling altogether. Yeah, I was kind of like nervous because there was a big line and it was moving slow. And then I was apologizing to everybody, but then finally somebody goes, quit apologizing, we're in Austin. Everybody's used to waiting in lines here. I was like, okay, you're right, because I've waited in line a few times. It was definitely fun, had a blast.
Oh yeah.
I'd do it again in a heartbeat for sure.
Charlie, welcome to
Charlie, nice to meet you. Hey, my pleasure, man. Right, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
It was a real pleasure.
Yeah.
Charlie, give us the tour, man.
Let's head on in.
Vámonos.
This is our barreling area. This is where everything gets set up to get sent out to our rack houses out in Staples. We got 6 rack houses. Each rack house holds 5,000 to 7,000 barrels. That's where we age all of our whiskey, about 35 minutes away, just outside of Lockhart, Texas. This facility has been here since 2017. We were the first legal distillery in Travis County for over 100 years.
Wow.
And we've been making whiskey ever since. We are proud to say we've never bought in outside distillate. 100% of everything that has ever been sold under the labeling of Still Austin was made right here in this facility in Austin, Texas. Nancy is one of the tallest, the 4 tallest stills in the United States, the 2nd tallest still in Texas, and she is one of only a few of her kind in the world. She was the first of her kind ever built. Nancy's been operational for 8 years, and we're producing 28 barrels of whiskey a day.
It's a lot of whiskey. First of all, Jess, it's a total honor and a pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome.
So tell me a little bit about how you came up with these drinks that are a one-off, special for today.
So I was actually inspired when I asked Dan a little bit about your book. Just kind of hear that you were focusing on like small town kind of flavors and recipes that you had grown up with. And I wanted to hopefully match that in the eloquence with our bourbon that we do here. This one is a rye horchata. We let that horchata soak overnight with rice milk and sweetened condensed milk, a little bit of star anise and cinnamon with our artist rye. So try that one out and let me know.
Ooh, wow. Awesome. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a real nice balance of the horchata flavor, but I can still taste the whiskey, right?
Yep.
And so it's a nice
The
balance.
next one is slightly different for us. Even though we are a whiskey distillery, we also craft gin. So I wanted to do kind of a standard twist on an average Paloma. This one is a frozen version with fresh grapefruit lime gin and Aleppo chili on the rim.
Oof, chili. Anytime somebody says chili, I'm in. That is so good. That one makes you want to go back for more for sure. This is excellent.
One, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Wow. I can taste the, is it grapefruit?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a nice little grapefruit. I can taste the lime too. It's just so good.
All right, last one. You may recognize
I sure do.
our bar manager, Chris. He loves eating mango with chili salt and felt like the two would pair kind of hand in hand. So he did that with fresh lime, honey, our signature bourbon, and mango.
Wow. Man.
That one's a little sweet.
This is sweet. It's good. My wife's gonna love this. It's hard to say which one would be a favorite because they're all super good, all excellent. Thank you so much. This is excellent. Wow.
Happy to have you.
I'm excited. I need to eat something so I can drink all three of them.
¿Dónde mi raza? Where my people at? There you go. Don't be shy. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, vaqueros y vaqueras? My name is Mando Rayo. I'm the host and producer of the Tacos of Texas podcast, and I'm super excited to be here to celebrate Arnie and the launch of his book. I'd like to thank Still Austin for hosting us. Make sure you buy a book. If you already have one, buy another one, okay? All right, that's the way that works. Without further ado, I would love to introduce the internet's favorite tío, ArnieTex.
Thank you, Mando.
Yeah, thank you. No, thank you. So, Arnie, everybody's here. Everybody's a fan. They've seen you on the YouTubes, the TikToks and the Reels and all that good stuff. Tell us about, before the book, what was happening and how did that journey come to be right before kind of this idea of actually writing down all these recipes?
I mean, I've always liked to cook, not just barbecue, but that was like my main forte was barbecue. And then we did competition barbecue for 20 plus years, won a lot of competitions by God's grace. We started teaching classes because we were one of the winningest competition teams in Texas. And so people wanted to know what we were doing, so we started to do that. Then we did an online class. Then COVID came in, and so we're all stuck at home, right? So what do you do when you're at home? You barbecue and you cook. And along all these years, I always wanted to start my own spice company, right? And we really kind of started to do the videos mainly to promote our products, right? By God's grace, and thankfully, people liked our recipes and liked our videos, and like the saying goes, the rest is history, right?
Yeah. Love it.
But you know, one of the cool things is that we were able to bring my mom in one day for a rice video, and we were just kind of trying to add a little filler, extra video stuff, and lo and behold, it became our #1 video.
Wow.
Mexican rice. So we kind of had this hint that like people want to see more than barbecue, right?
Right.
So we started to do a little bit more of the Tex-Mex and Mexican and fusion type cooking and salsas. People really like salsas. And so here we are today.
There's nothing like a hardback book, right? So you can like feel the pages and see kind of the love, sweat, and tears that goes into that. Because a lot of us, you know, in book writing, it's a passion project, ¿verdad? Tell us about kind of that journey around like creating the book and what was your vision for it?
Honestly, we were posting all these recipes and doing all these videos, and people started commenting, you should write a cookbook. And I had always wanted to do that, but never really made the effort. But when people started asking for it, I'm like, okay, well, there's my sign, right? And we were just talking about the book, and then DK Book sent an email one day and said, hey, we'd like to help you write a cookbook. And,
did you believe it when you got the email?
Yeah, and when I got the email, I was like, all right, this is a sign. It's been an awesome journey. I mean, it was a big challenge because to me, I'm always like, well, I cook all the time. This is easy, right? I just write down all the recipes, right?
Yeah.
Wrong. It's not that easy because I cook like grandma and mom, right? A pinch of this, a dash of that. But for a cookbook, you need exact measurements. And if you watch my videos, you know I don't usually give measurements, right? And so that was the biggest challenge, cooking and recooking some recipes to make sure they were perfect so that all of you guys would be able to duplicate that recipe and really, really enjoy it.
So in the book, you know, you really focus on South Texas. How do you become a Tejano, somebody from South Texas that you're like, you know what, if I make this, I'm from South Texas and you know it.
You buy my cookbook, that's how. Good answer, right? In the valley, in the Rio Grande Valley, we do have some unique dishes that you don't find anywhere else, and a lot of those are in my cookbook. And I like to use the botana as the example because the word botana basically is used in a lot of different ways. it can just mean a snack, right? Or a taquito, or a late night snack, or something like that, an appetizer. But in the Valley, the botana is what I call a nachos on steroids. It's a big old platter full of chips and guacamole and beans and jalapenos and cheese and fajitas and onions and all that good stuff. I guess I would call it like a Mexican charcuterie board. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of, right?
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie, however you say that. But that's one of our unique dishes for real. And of course the fajita, which, you know, a lot of people I say get wrong, you know, because they call it a fajitas only when it's sliced. Original fajita was the inside and the outside skirt steak.
Right.
If you're from South Texas, right?
Joining us on stage now is Jose Ralat, the Texas Monthly Taco editor. Love to actually start with you, Jose, on this whole idea around Mexican food meets Texas.
Okay, first of all, Mexican food is Texas food. That being said, just like Mexico, which is huge, you're gonna have regionalisms all over the place that can be manifested in small towns where they serve one dish or they serve a specific way. People forget about the Rio Grande Valley.
Yes.
People forget about the border. There is no better thing than food and family and the carne asada. But the Rio Grande Valley's got a little different take on it.
You know, and we grew up calling it barbecue too, right?
Sure.
And some people will argue about what barbecue is, right, or what it means, but that's just what we called it. But in reality, it's still carne asada, right? Because we're asando the carne over the fire.
Right.
So it's grilling. But that is just something that you don't get in a lot of places outside of the border, but especially the Rio Grande Valley.
And so, but there's a role that the family plays in that,
Absolutely.
right?
Yes.
And so talk about like those family elements that I think still kind of live on.
You know, that's so true. It really is a big family thing because, like we were saying, the carne asada, the barbacoa, they're usually special events. When my dad was making the barbacoa on the ground, we lived in Edinburgh, but we had family in Raymondville, about an hour and some change away, and family would come from Brownsville and McAllen and around that whole area, right? And so they would all show up on Friday night. They'd spend the night at our house. Everybody lay down somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So my dad would make the barbacoa. The next day, because my dad used to work in a business that they would give him a lot of produce. So they would give him truckloads of tomatoes. So they would boil all the tomatoes. Then they would get Coca-Cola bottles, and they had this little thing. They would put the cap on it, and they'd boil it, basically canning, right? But it was in Coca-Cola bottles. And then they'd stick them under the house till they needed them.
Yeah.
You know, so that was another thing. So the family was always, and that is always has been, part of the culture.
Beautiful, and that's one thing that, you know, I think as we eat our food, as you make these dishes, as you go out to like a little taco truck, there's stories behind them, right? And I love the stories that Arnie has, you know, in his book. So thinking about like the role of Mexican food and Texas foods, Texas Mexican food, Jose, like what's the influence of that across the U.S.?
I would say everything. There are more Mexican restaurants than any other type of restaurant across the country. What Arnie does is make us comfortable as everybody's internet tío, right? and says, hey, come on over, let's make some salsa. Sitting at his dinner table, sitting in the backyard is some of the most relaxing times that I've had on the road. That's the kind of energy that he brings to the book, that he brings to the culture, and that's easily translatable to the nation because it's people like you who help further the discussion one bite at a time.
You know, for us, it's always been, you know, about family getting together stuff. And like we all have our role, right? It used to be my dad's house. The torch was passed to my generation, right?
Yeah.
So then it was my house, my sister's house, my other sister's house, my brother's house. So in our family, we had this tradition for a long time, like once a month, our family got together. All the kids, the grandkids, everybody. If it was my turn, fire up the pit early before everybody gets there. My abuela would show up, start making the pico de gallo and the rice. That was her thing. She made the best rice. My mom would be making beans. My wife would be making something else, you know, and then my sisters would show up and do something. So everybody would pitch in and do something, and we'd all would have a great time. And of course, a couple of cold brewskis along the way. My dad used to get really happy on margaritas, you know? And then we would have to give him some virgin margaritas sometimes. We love to joke about that in my family, right? Until he caught us one time. Man, he was furious.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, last question, Arnie. What do you want people to walk away with your book?
I think the main thing that I want people to take away from my book is that it's not that hard. Anybody can cook if you want to learn. I have recipes because I was forced to make them exact. And I wanted the book to be good for everybody. I wanted them to be that way. But don't be afraid to add more or take away, because we all have different palates, different preferences. So don't be afraid to experiment. Don't be afraid to change it up a little bit. But most of all, I want you guys to have fun cooking. Cooking is supposed to be fun. You know, cooking is supposed to be something that when you do it, the people around you smile and enjoy it. And that's the biggest kick I get when I get people sending me messages or making comments in my videos saying that they did the recipe, cooked it, and that they really liked it and that it turned out great. That's my biggest high of anything.
Well, you know, there's so many varieties, so many recipes, different ways to cut a pig. But there's only one ArnieTex.
Amen.
So let's give it up for Arnie.
Thank you. Thank you all. I just want to say one more time, yes, thank you everybody for showing up. I really, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate each and every one of you guys that are here and those that are going to see the video later. We love all you guys. We appreciate you guys. Without you guys, I would not have been inspired to make this book at this point in time in my life. It kind of gave me that extra little motivation. So this book really belongs to all of you guys. Thank you guys very much. We appreciate y'all. Hey guys, thank you so much for coming out and supporting us on this, our first cookbook event. We're starting our cookbook tour today. It was an amazing day, super successful. We're so thankful to everybody. Thank y'all for coming out and hanging out with us here at Still Austin. Shout out to Still Austin. Thank you to everybody that showed up today. We love y'all. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank y'all. Enjoy the book and the recipes. Keep the smoke light and make it work.